it's Paige and welcome back to another YouTube video today. Before we head over to the course and I tell you how to bring your range game to the golf course, I want to thank Fubo TV for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. So if you have ever had issues with a cable company or your box not working, which just recently happened to me, luckily I had Fubo TV where I had all of the channels, I could watch live sports, pretty much everything I wanted and more on Fubo TV, so I didn't even have to worry about having a cable box or dealing with a cable company. Fubo TV is super easy to use. It just takes 2 minutes to sign up and start streaming all of your favorite cable channels. No cable box required. You can try it for free and cancel anytime, no hassle. So Fubo TV comes with over 100 of your favorite channels, including complete coverage of all your favorite sports, with all of your local broadcasters and major sports leagues. Other streaming services can't compete with the entertainment that comes with Fubo TV, and coming in at half the cost of cable. Fubo TV is the best option for cord cutters everywhere. Plus, you can record your favorite games and shows on Fubo TV's cloud DVR and watch anywhere on any other devices. Sign up for a risk-free 7-day trial of Fubo TV and get 15% off your first month by going to FuboTV.com/Paige. That's FuboTV.com/Paige. Start your free trial and get 15% off your first month of Fubo TV. That's FuboTV.com/Paige. So we're out on the golf course now. It's a beautiful day, and a lot of people ask me questions on how to take your game on the range onto the golf course, or how do you practice before on the range to help you take your game to the golf course, because I get it. Like, I've struggled with this too. Like, you're striping on the range, you're all set, you feel great, and then you go out on the golf course and you have no idea what you're doing out there. And it's so weird how you can be hitting it so great here and then struggle so much out on the golf course. So I'm gonna give you a couple of my tips that help me take my game on the range to the golf course. So the first thing is you need to know how to warm up and practice right before you go out on the golf course. A lot of people, when they are on the range and they're about to go play, they decide that all of a sudden they want to fix something in their swing or they want to work on something. Do not work on your swing before you go out and play. Do not do that. You need to find a couple key swing tips or thoughts that work for you, but they're not mechanical. It's more focusing on tempo or a feeling or some kind of movement that helps you hit the ball better. And so take that time on the range to find out what works for you. So for example, I struggle with my tempo. When I'm out on the golf course, I get quick. And it's mostly with my takeaway. I'll take it back really fast. And so for me, I have to think of low and slow. So that's something that I work on. And so when I get quick, I go like that and I rush it really fast, and then it messes my whole swing up because my tempo is off because I'm quick here and then I rush it down. So when I am out on the golf course or when I'm practicing before, I think of 2 keys for me. Low and slow, so that way my hands don't get quick and I pick it up. Low and slow. And then at the top, I have to feel like the back is staying to the target a little bit longer because I tend to rush over the top. And so that way I'll kind of come over the top and hit it off the toe, and I'll get some quick hooks or some right shots. And so low and slow, and then I feel like my back is to the target, and so I have to wait like a second before my hands drop. So when I'm practicing on the range before I go play, I'm doing 2 drills that help me focus in on those 2 key swing thoughts. So the first drill that I do is I have 2 golf balls, one where I set up normal and one directly behind it, right in the line of this ball and right next to my club. And then I'm gonna push it away. And so if I keep doing this, that's going to implement that low and slow takeaway that I really like. So just really get that feeling. The next drill that I always do, and I have showed you this multiple times now, it's the stop drill at the top. So you do normal swing, stop at the top for a second, and then you come through it. I have done that multiple times in previous videos. That really helps with my tempo, and especially that feeling of keeping my back to the target. sometimes when you have a feel, there's not always going to be a drill that matches it, and so you might not be able to do drills before. So you really need to find what works for you and that key swing thought that's going to help you hit better shots. You need to know what happens on the golf course that you struggle with. So maybe your legs are too quick, or your upper body's too quick, or there's tension in your shoulders. So you really need to know, what are my misses? Why am I missing that way? And then that way you can really focus in on, how do I fix it on the range to get that feeling or to get that swing thought to help me perform better on the golf course. The next thing that people do wrong before they go out and play is they practice the wrong way, or they warm up the wrong way. And you don't want to hit ball after ball after ball and not go through your pre-shot routine or not line shots up. It's so easy when you're out on the range, because sometimes people don't even have a target out there. They're just hitting golf ball after golf ball after golf ball. They're not actually focusing on what they're doing. Don't just do this. Hit a shot, don't even really watch it, grab another one, set up, hit another shot, grab another ball, don't even set up, don't even have a target, hit a shot, don't even, see what I'm saying? It's like, you're not practicing with a purpose, and you're just hitting and hitting and hitting, and sometimes you can get in a pretty good rhythm doing that, but it's not even going to mimic anything that's going to happen on the golf course. So there's two things I really like to do. So the first one is have an alignment stick. The alignment stick is going to be on your toe line. So this is where your feet are lined up, and then it'll be just slightly left of your target out in the distance. I like to use the alignment stick in the very beginning of my warm-up, and this way I know that I am aligned perfectly, and I can focus on my drills and my tempo and just kind of warming my body up first, but I know that I'm aligned perfectly. Most people don't realize that when your alignment is off, everything in your swing starts to change. So alignment is one of the most important parts of your game, and most people don't put enough thought or effort into their alignment. And so, for example, if your feet are too far right of the target, you're going to feel like you have to turn it over. You're going to be hitting these huge draws. But when you get out on the golf course, when you start to actually work on your alignment, your body's going to be used to turning it over and flipping your hands, because that's what you were doing on the range. So then all of a sudden you're like, why am I hitting these huge draws? I wasn't doing that on the range. Well, you were, you just didn't have a target, so you didn't know where it was going. Also, when you're warming up, don't be too focused on what the ball is doing right now. Just keep trying to have good tempo, work on a couple of things. When I say work on, not mechanically, just finding certain feelings that you like. It's really stress-free, and so don't put too much pressure on yourself to be hitting perfect shots right now. Having the alignment stick down is great because you don't have to keep aligning yourself every single time. You know that you're aligned at your target perfectly. After you are done warming up with your alignment stick, take your alignment stick out. But when you're using the alignment stick, you're going to want to go through pretty much your whole bag, and then you take it out. So after you hit your wedges, your irons, you hit some drivers, maybe some woods, whatever you feel is your warm-up routine, do that with the stick. And then after that, before you go out and play, take the stick away. You're gonna work on your pre-shot routine, and this is the most important thing that you can do. There's a couple ways you can do this depending on how much time you have and how much effort you want to put into it. I know a lot of people, when they go out and play, they don't want to do a full hour and a half or a long warm-up before, and so you can kind of pick and choose what I'm saying, what works best for you, but make sure you get this done. Go through your whole routine. And so step back, do your breathing, whatever your pre-shot routine is, go through it. And this is what I love to do, and a lot of other tour pros like to do this as well. If you get those first tee jitters, and I definitely do, and I know a lot of people do as well, this will really help you with that. So you want to play the first hole that you're going to play at the golf course that you're playing, if that even made any sense at all, on the range. So for example, we're at True North, and the first hole is a par 4. Well, there's 2 courses here. Let's pick the one on Monument. So it's a par 4. There is trouble on the right side, trouble and houses on the left side, and there's a huge bunker. It's kind of a tight, narrow drive, and I get a little nervous on it. So I'm going to pretend that that is the hole that I'm playing. So right now, I'm going through my pre-shot routine. I always take 2 practice swings. I step behind it, and when you're behind it here, visualize the golf hole and what it looks like. And if you've never played the golf course before, just pick 2 targets out in the distance. Okay, so I picked my target. I'm visualizing where the trouble is, where I want to hit it. Now I'm just going to go through my routine. So I hit a perfect drive, and now I'm going to finish the hole out. So let's say, normally when I hit a really good drive there, I have about 135 in. So I'm going to hit a 9-iron next. And you're going to do the same thing. Okay. Okay, so let's just imagine that the pin is on the front right today. I don't know if it's there or not, but it doesn't really matter. The green kind of slopes from back to front. There's a bunker on the right side. Green's pretty open on the left side. So I'm going to go middle of the green here. So I'm going to pick a target out that is middle of the green for me. And again, I'm going to go through my whole pre-shot routine, my 2 practice swings. And when you're doing the practicing, really focus in on that feeling or that swing tip that really works for you. So when I do these practice swings, I'm feeling like my back is to the target. I'm kind of like low and slow, and I have my feelings ingrained in my body. I have my target. Now I'm going to hit it. I hit 2 really good shots. I feel very confident and ready to tackle the golf course now, and I warmed up the proper way. I have my swing tips, my keys. I feel confident because I went through my pre-shot routine. I did everything that I need to do to prepare myself for the golf course, and that's all you can do. Some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad, but all you can do is have a good attitude out there, prepare yourself when you're on the range, and again, you guys can get this done in 10 minutes. If you want it longer, you guys can do it an hour. Really just kind of pick and choose what works for you, and you don't need a really long warm-up session before, but the most important thing is to go through your pre-shot routine and pretend that you're playing a hole. That is the biggest advice that I can give you, the best tip ever. Will prepare you for the golf course, so make sure you definitely do that. So again, I want to thank Fubo TV for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys go check that out, and you can watch live golf if you guys don't even want to go play. Watch them too, because you'll notice that they do the same thing when they're warming up on the range that I just told you. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, like this video, and subscribe to my channel.